Everybody's jumping, jumping, dance.
For Minnesota, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. And New York, looking at who they've got, Randall and Robinson. Down the and DiVincenzo. And it's Anunoby in at the 3 spot.
You gotta have guts and hops to pull off a dunk like that. Randall got a lot of both.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. And New York making a change here. Bridges checks in. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Now the latest CBA introducing the second apron, limiting Shams what teams above the cap can do. How does that new rule affect teams?
Decision makers tell me that they're very much keeping an eye on the second apron, not only of their team, but others, and teams that will have to shed salary because of the second apron and the amount of big contracts we're going to see teams give to players. You're going to see it at the top, but that may dwindle in the middle of their roster. But we will see a more competitive league because of these new CBA changes and less of a chance of super teams and just more parity and dispersed talent.
Do you constantly read over some of these CBA agreements? I would assume that you do, to have a full understanding of terms like the apron, like we just talked about, and all the other things, the luxury tax, all the things that make deals possible.
It's one thing to have luxury tax, it's a whole nother animal now to have the second apron, and that certainly for teams that are deep in the second apron, that limits their ability to go make major trades, to be able to sign players for more than the minimum, and we're seeing that happen to at least 1 or 2 teams around the league right now. So how will that impact things? But certainly the CBA being 50, 60, 70 pages, that's something you pour through before every encounter.
It is just fascinating. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. MP in the last game against the Warriors was phenomenal. He scored 32 points, and so much of that damage he does is from long range. He was certainly effective, doing a little bit of everything for his squad. Kevin, they have to appreciate that kind of effort.
Thanks, David. You know, GA, you wonder how much of that performance can carry over into this one.
You never really know what will happen game to game, but I sure wouldn't bet against him.
Oh, you can't bet against a guy like that. He looks like he's in a groove, focused, on top of his game. No reason that he can't keep it going.
Here's DiVincenzo. Following the basket by MP. Over Edwards, DiVincenzo can't hit it.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backcourt.
And because it's still early, I wouldn't read too much into it. There's still a lot of game left.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Well, I love MP's mindset. His approach to the game mentally is really impressive. I mean, guys always are chirping at him, but he maintains his composure and doesn't get rattled at all.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Gobert. Joe Ingles comes in for Towns. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Edwards. And Dillingham subbed in for Mike Conley. Here's MP. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
Bridges passes to Achua. It's good from long range. And so it's New York with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what... And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And looking at what we've seen from the Knicks so far, what do you guys think?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
A new lineup here for the Timberwolves. And a new group in for the Knicks. Robinson's checked in for Achua. Julius Randle comes in for OG Anunoby. Dante DiVincenzo. He's checked in for Miles McBride. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Payne. MP kicks to Gobert. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Conley the pass to Edwards. What a move, MP.
This young kid's got some ups. MP throwing it down.
Randle outside. 1:57 left here in the second. Conley against Brunson. Pocket 6. Brunson, hard finish inside.
Playing bigger than he looks. Brunson has a lot of heart.
MP, no good.
Well, you know, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration, even for a nanosecond.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, Mike Conley's leadership is huge for the Wolves. Rudy Gobert says his presence on the court, but especially in the locker room, is invaluable. Coach Chris Finch said he's given us everything and more. Conley says to have this kind of trust from everyone is why I'm here. This is what I'm supposed to do. Kevin?
He is a class act. David, thanks. Shams, we appreciate you stopping by. We know you got a lot of things to do, a lot on your plate. Your phone's going bananas. It's lighting up about every 15 seconds. You go take care of that. We'll see you back here next time.
I can always make time for you guys. Kevin, appreciate you guys having me on.
Shams Charania, the best. Thank you so much. Great stuff right there from Shams, one of the most plugged-in people in the world of basketball.
Hey, I mean, if something is going down that's big news, Shams is the first to get a hold of it. He knows everybody around the NBA.
For New York, they've gone 6 of 14 shooting here in the second. On deep, Brunson. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
MP deciding where to go with it. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. 2 points. That one goes. MP's got 14 points.
Whatever the defense gives, that's what he takes. A sign of a skilled offensive player.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Minnesota on top. They lead by 1. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
Get ready for the big half-court shot. Drum roll. He's taking him off the shot.
Thanks for stopping.
They won't see home sweet home for a while, but sometimes the road creates solidarity for the guys, team unity.
Especially if you're winning. But if you're losing... Now let's change gears back to the New York Knicks, who find themselves in a tightly contested ball game.
One thing I'll say, they've been poised with the...
And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back to Kevin Harlan for the beginning of the third quarter.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. MP really making a difference here.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Here's who Tom Thibodeau is starting the second half with. The backcourt pair will be Brunson and DiVincenzo. Randle and Robinson hold down the post for him. And it's Anunoby in at the 3 slot. Greg, what a great time to be a fan of basketball. Not just in the NBA, but all over the world.
Absolutely. Kevin, the sport just continues to grow, and there's increased value being placed on all-around skill, even in youth basketball. And I think that bodes well for the future of the game.
Anunoby against MP. Now, here's Anunoby. He's covered closely. Not going to go that time.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Pulls it from the elbow. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Knicks trail by 4. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Pass to Brunson. Randle outside. Back to Brunson. Robinson a screen on Conley. Here's Brunson. Pretty bucket inside by Brunson.
And he has become deadly from that in-between area. Brunson as efficient on the midi as anybody.
DiVincenzo against MP. It's stolen by DiVincenzo. Anunoby against Edwards. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Well, I like this execution.
Yeah.
Substitutions report.
.27 seconds left in the third. Here's MP, and the dunk by MP.
What an incredible game so far for MP. He's showing no signs of slowing down.
Here's Payne. Taking a look at his